Alright, last video of the day, let's check out what's going on with Bitcoin. So I will make this video fairly short. Not too much has gone on since the last video. As you can see, we were somewhere around about here when we made our last video. This is more of just a quick update to let you know that we are really down to Bitcoin's last legs. In my opinion, we really do need to make a strong bounce very, very quickly. I outlined in my previous video, I'm not necessarily too bothered if we do break below this green trend line, but I would be flipping, bearish if we did break below this 40,000 here. You can also see this 40,000, lines up with this uptrending trend line here. So in my opinion, if we do break below this green trend line, which lines up with 40,000, I do believe that we are probably going to have a big flush out on our hands. I think best case scenario, if we did lose it, we would be experiencing something like a 17% drop, at which point we would be hopefully double bottoming. This is really the best case scenario, that we double bottom. If we don't, then my personal lowest that I believe that we would go would be around about 28,000. You can see that this is the low that we put in all the way back here. So in my opinion, I just really don't see how Bitcoin would go below 28,000, unless Russia invades Ukraine or the stock market absolutely tumbles. Speaking of which, if we do come over to the stock market is taking a huge shit right now. We have broken below the 200-day. If you're wondering why we're looking at the stock market, it is because the total crypto market cap will follow the stock market, and Bitcoin will follow the total crypto market cap. So they're all neatly intertwined. If you do kind of look at the SPY, more or less, this is the same chart that the total crypto market cap has got. It is the same downtrend. If we come over to Bitcoin, it is the same as the total crypto market cap as well. So they're all dumping very closely. You can also see the dollar is increasing as well. It does seem like we're setting up for potentially like a nice W pattern. I do believe if the dollar breaks above 96.43, that that would basically be the nail in the coffin for Bitcoin, at which point I would believe Bitcoin would have fallen below here, potentially come back and back tested it and fallen through the table. So do keep in mind as well for dead cat bounces, it is all in all possible that we do break below, come down to 37, come back up to 40 and then fall off the table. So in my opinion, if we are below this green trend line, there's nothing to celebrate. If we do zoom out as well, find our macro fib, if we draw our macro fib from the first high, you can see that the 618 is all the way down here, 31,500. If we do move this up to the all-time high, you can see the 0.5 is really where we're sitting at right now. So I mean, we do have some confluence coming in on the 40,000. This is why, in my opinion, we are kind of having like a fierce battle with the 40,000 right now. I would really like to hold this. Obviously what I want doesn't matter at all to the market. In my opinion, the market will wreck the most amount of people the most amount of times, most often. So if you don't really know what that means, it means if 99% of people in Bitcoin are bullish, it's more likely going to dump, simply because if we come back, when it was December and January, everyone in their nan was telling you Bitcoin is going to go to 100 grand. And what happened? We wrecked everyone. I mean, even I was one of those people who thought Bitcoin was going to keep going up. I was wrong. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I wasn't even making videos back then, but I'm more than happy to tell you how I felt at the time. I was of the opinion of everyone else, all the crypto influencers telling us we're going to go to 100k, and obviously that obviously never happened. So what I mean by it will wreck the most amount of people the most amount of times is if we do kind of start coming down here to 28,000, potentially even double bottoming down here, I would be waiting for 99% of people to be bearish, because at which point I would be starting to buy, because in my opinion, you know, the crypto markets are very cyclical. They wreck the most amount of people, steal the most amount of money from the most amount of people the most amount of times. If we do look on the daily as well, we are really setting up for a nasty McDonald's pattern, whatever you want to call it. This also lines up with the neckline at 40,000, which we are currently fighting right now. So a daily close below the 40,000 is not necessarily going to shake me out. I did say in my previous video I wouldn't like to, but I would need to see a weekly close below the 40,000 before I start, you know, start believing that we're going to be breaking bearish. Now, I'm not going to be selling any of my Bitcoin. In fact, I'm going to start buying, you know, when we dump down here, when we dump down here, here. I will just keep on buying Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin for me is a long-term hold. I really love Bitcoin. It is my favorite crypto of all time. So yeah, I mean, nothing else really needs to be said. I will be accumulating Bitcoin on the way down. One cause for concern is, you know, there's really no volume stepping in for Bitcoin right now. It shows there's no buyers in the market. Buyers are exhausted. If we do look at the Bitcoin shorts are, I don't want to say they're heading up, because, you know, they're really not doing anything. But whenever we do break above this red box here that I have had outlined for quite a while, you can see as soon as we do break above it, we normally do absolutely skyrocket to the moon. You can see it a bit better on the daily. As long as we do not go above this, we always kind of fall back down. But the second we kind of break above this, the top of this red line, you can see shorts just go absolutely parabolic. And at which point, you know, sometimes it may only last a couple days, which is why I'm saying, you know, I am a perma Bitcoin bull. I don't think that you can hold Bitcoin down for too long. I don't think even if we do break below 40,000 that we would be entering a multi-year bear market. Could be 100% wrong. No one really knows. But, you know, in my opinion, I do believe that if we do break down, you know, we might be subject to another 6 months of painful sideways action, something like this, that would draw us all the way down to 28,000 somewhere later on in the year. So this is a rough draft. This is, you know, not necessarily what I'm saying is going to happen, but the number one takeaway from this video is the total crypto market cap is below the 618. While we are below the 618, I am bearish on crypto in the short term, and Bitcoin is still currently in an uptrend. So if we do bounce today or tomorrow, so be it. That is really what I want to see. But if we do just start dropping, you know, today or tomorrow below this 40,000, it is obviously Saturday now. If we did close the Sunday weekly candle below here, maybe somewhere here, came up, retested it on the weekly and fell off, then, you know, I believe that the bear market is going to be in for another couple of months. So that's all I'm seeing for Bitcoin. Once again, none of this is financial advice. This is just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Peace out.